The crown on Esther's head looked beautiful, but on the inside she was terrified. One decision could cost her life. One sentence could save an entire nation. And as the palace doors slowly opened before her, Esther wondered if she would ever walk out alive again. Long before she became queen, Esther was just a Jewish girl living in exile. She had lost her parents as a child and was raised by her older cousin, Mordecai.
Never forget who you are.
Esther carried those words deep in her heart. She was kind, humble, and full of compassion, even after being taken into the king's palace. She never forgot her people, the poor families, the frightened children, the elderly who prayed every night for peace. Behind her royal clothes was a heart that still belonged to them. When the king searched for a queen, Esther found favor unlike anyone else. The servants admired her. The people respected her, and when the king finally saw her, something changed instantly.
She is the one.
Of all the women in the kingdom, Esther was chosen to wear the crown, but her greatest test was still ahead. Far from the palace celebration, darkness was growing. A proud and cruel official named Haman hated the Jewish people. His anger became so evil that he convinced the king to sign a law ordering every Jew in the kingdom to be destroyed. Men, women, and children all sentenced to die. The street filled with crying, families held each other in fear. Mordecai tore his clothes in grief and sat outside the palace gate covered in ashes. When Esther heard the news, her heart broke.
How can this happen?
Then Mordecai sent her a message. Do not think you will escape because you live in the palace. Perhaps you became queen for such a time as this. Those words shook Esther to her core. But there was a problem. No one could approach the king without permission, not even the queen. Anyone who entered the throne room uninvited could be killed immediately. And Esther had not been called by the king for many days now. Fear wrapped around her like chains. She paced her room in silence, her hands trembling. What if I fail? She whispered. But then she thought about her people, the mothers, the children, the innocent lives depending on her courage. And suddenly, Esther knew what she had to do.
Tell everyone to fast and pray for me. If I perish, I perish.
For 3 days, Esther prayed. No food, no rest, only faith. Then the moment arrived. The palace doors opened slowly as Esther walked towards the king's throne. The guards watched in silence. Every step echoed through the hall like thunder. The king looked up. The room became still. One wrong move and Esther's life would end. But then the king smiled. And slowly he lifted up his golden scepter towards her.
Mercy, favor, hope. You may approach.
At that moment, Esther felt strength return to her soul with wisdom and courage.
He wants to destroy my people.
She said, her voice trembling with emotion, the king's face filled with shock and anger. In a single moment, everything changed. Haman's wicked plan was destroyed, and the Jewish people were saved from death. Across the kingdom, tears of fear became tears of joy. Families embraced each other. Children laughed again, and Mordecai looked at Esther with pride in his eyes. One brave woman had changed the future of an entire nation. Esther's story reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear. Real courage is doing what is right even when you are afraid. Sometimes life places us in difficult situations for a reason. Like Esther, we may feel small, weak, or unqualified, but one act of bravery, one moment of faith can change countless lives forever.